Well, another day out of class for a number of public elementary school students. Here we go again because schools in Toronto and Niagara region are closed after the province-wide ETFO strike that happened yesterday. And public high school teachers in Ottawa, Peel and Simcoe County will be hitting the picket lines on Thursday. Later today, elementary teachers plan to protest as well outside a Toronto hotel where the education minister is scheduled to speak. So with so many days off and no end in sight really for the strikes, it's easy for kids to feel like they are on vacation. But there are ways to keep students on track. Let's bring in educational strategist Jane Christofi, who joins us with some very important tips. Good morning, first of all.
Good morning to you.
So overall, I mean, the disruption, you're feeling it in a lot of homes, a lot of parents going, how do we do this? How do we keep these kids on track? How?
It's crazy. We keep them on track by creating a new routine. We have to stick to our old routines, though.
But how do you do that? Because routine, as you know, so incredibly important for kids. They need to know, especially if they're young, they appreciate the routine.
Yeah, we all love routines, humans of every age. Yeah. It brings a sense of security and safety to our lives. And when we fall off course, things at home can really get crazy. So I think the first thing to do as a family is to stick to what you already have. So the routines that you can grab onto, like bedtime, mealtime, wake-up times, homework routines, and extracurricular activities, grab onto those as tightly as you can during this unknown time.
Would you recommend extra assignments? Because
you know, at this point, I don't recommend that. I think if families can get out in the city doing educational activities and excursions, that's a good thing. If kids are playing outside doing outdoor hockey or taking care of pets, extra chores, things like that, these are good things to do. Bringing in extra assignments at this point, I think you're going to lose your kids.
All right. Do you think overall, how much of an impact is the loss in education having? I mean, I guess if it goes on far too long, but right now, the number of days that we've seen.
It's hard to know the cost because we don't know the extent of the political action. At this point, I want everyone to just make the best of the situation and
making the best of the situation, making a plan.
Yes. So we need to also plan for what we know. So we're fortunate to have a little bit of advance notice of the days that we have off. So for those days, the little ones need supervision. So that's got to be planned for sure. The older kids, I like them to have a little bit of control over their day. Let them sleep in, do a bit of gaming, watch some YouTube and hang out with friends. But other times of the day, they should be doing chores, help out around the house, get into that schoolwork, really dig deep. And maybe they can even look ahead to the summer vacation. They can look at volunteer opportunities and part-time job.
But a lot of people do think of this as vacation in some respects.
I mean,
how do you sort of do that and have, kids, I guess you want them to go with the flow a little bit, don't you?
Yes, we do have to go with the flow. This is another skill that will be developed out of this whole experience, building the resilience muscle. And sometimes life throws us a curveball and we've got to just go with it. And that's a learning experience for families. We've got to work together as a family.
And there's a big difference between, addressing the issues with high school students and young kids, isn't it? Because you want the independent learning, but you still, what I find, especially with young kids, is they may lose a day at school, but it takes a few more days to get them back on track.
It can, for sure.
So the question is how to do that.
I think constant contact with your kids, communication, keep the lines open. Have expectations of them. They need to realize this is not summer vacation. They can't fall into that mode. They have to get back to school, and when they're at school, they need to be producing good work.
Can you call my kids and tell them that?
I'd love to.
All right,
I'm sure they'd love me.
All right, Jane Christofi, thank you so much.
Thank you.